Okay guys, in this clip I'm going to show you how to calibrate your stages power meter with both cell phone apps, Android as well as the Apple app, and then also a Garmin head unit. So before we start, this is the X9 stages power meter BB30. A lot of guys will be running the XX1 carbon right side with the X9 on the left side. This only adds about 40 grams to your complete setup. So still very light. So first things first, we need to activate the crankset. So by turning it a few times, it will activate your accelerometer in your crankset there, and yeah, then you're ready to calibrate. So I'm going to show you how to calibrate it with your Android first. So clicking on your Android app that you've installed, you'll see it will show up your stages units. Alright, so it's obviously picking up two units here, my road bike and my mountain bike, but we're working on the mountain bike one, so let's select above one. Alright, so you'll see it's got a few tabs there. The tabs are illuminated, so you've got a few options here. Let's go to tools first. When selecting tools, it will give you the serial number, ANT ID, the crank length, telling you if it's a mountain bike or a road crankset. Just some general information on the crankset. It's also got a zero reset for your torque calibration. So this is ideal when you've actually installed your crankset for the first time. Just calibrate your crankset. As you can see, it's throwing out a value of 887. So anything between about 850 and 910 is acceptable. All right. So if you go back here, you'll see there's another tab that's not illuminated. It says update firmware. So obviously I've updated to the latest firmware at this stage. So version 2.058 is the latest one. As soon as there's a new firmware update, this will be illuminated, and you can just go update your firmware from there on. Alright, so just to show you on the Apple, alright, so same thing, similar app. You can connect via Bluetooth. Alright, so let's just connect here. Just searching for the unit. Right, so it's find the stages device now. Same thing as your Android app. You've got a few options here: the tools, zero reset, and then obviously your firmware update. So it says sorry, unable to update your firmware, obviously because I'm already on the latest one. Alright, so just going back there. Always remember, your crank needs to be in a 6 o'clock position when calibrating your stages power meter. So we just go to reset there. It should give you a value between 850 and 910. As you can see there, 887. That's acceptable. Alright, and then you calibrate it on your Apple device. Then lastly, we're going to our Garmin head unit. Alright, so with your Garmin head unit, you can't really update your firmware. So obviously the apps are important for firmware updates, but you can calibrate your stages device through your Garmin. Alright, so calibrating your stages unit with the Garmin. Obviously turn on your Garmin there, just wait for it to activate. Alright, so automatically it will find my power sensor as I'm already set up with it. So it's already paired, but for instance, if someone needs to go from the start, the best would be actually to go to bike profiles, select bike 1, then search all power meters, and we'll just give you indication when it's picked up or located a ANT plus unit. So as you can see there, the power meter logo is like illuminated. Just go select that. When you go into calibration, once again remember that it needs to be in a 6 o'clock position. Select calibrate. Should once again give you a figure between 850 and 910. So as you can see there, it's fully calibrated. Just to give you guys indication of what happens if it's not on a 6 o'clock position, it should give you an error 32. Alright, so once you get an error 32, it just means that your crank needs to position in the 6 o'clock position. Right, so don't stress about it, just turn it up to 6 o'clock and then recalibrate. So if you get the 32 error, don't stress too much. There we go. And that's how you calibrate your Stages power meter.